and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for October the 7th through October the 13th. Welcome. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. I really hope you enjoy these readings and that you'll return. And if you are returning, thank you. I really appreciate your support and loyalty and love. Thank you so much. Okay, so now these readings come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this, then there's the astrology report, and then the tarot reading. And I will have skip times posted for each section in the show more section below. If you're looking on a phone, it's a little arrow pointing down. You click on that and you can get all the information. This is for your sun, moon and rising, guys. So check out the other videos. The links to those will be below. I am starting a tarot course, and I'm starting it on Sunday. Some of you will get this before Sunday. Sunday the 6th of October at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be a 6-week course. It's interactive, it's online. You can, join it from anywhere in the world as long as you check your time. And if you miss the first one, that's no big deal, because you will get the recording, and you'll be sent the recording after each class, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I am going to take you on the magical journey of tarot. Okay, so now what's the next one? I have a Facebook group, guys, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed within that Facebook group, and it correlates with the full moon or the new moon. And so we look at the chart with your sign and we see which area of your life will be affected by it. And I have tarot cards on hand and I answer questions just for the people who join in at the time. So that's fun. It's a private group. You do have to request entrance into it, but I approve everyone. So ask for that. The link to that will be below. And what else? That's it. I think that's it. Oh, yes. If you would like a personal reading, please click on this, a personal, more tailored reading, because, guys, these are general readings. So sometimes they're specific because spirit needs to get through to somebody that needs to hear it, right? So take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you'd like a more tailored reading, click on this link and it will take you to my website. You can see all the kinds of readings that I offer. Okay, without further ado, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology report section of your reading. So what an incredibly powerful celestial sky we have this week, guys. So we start on October the 8th at 1:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Venus moves into Scorpio. Now, Venus is very, she's the planet of relationships, love, finance, beauty, and she's moving into Scorpio, which is very deep and intense. So Venus in Scorpio is very intense and deep, darling. So no shallow connections are tolerated at this time. It's like you see people that aren't authentic and you have no time for them. It's about real deep. It's like we value that deep and real truthful relationships. Or in all areas, friends, co-workers, there's no fear of intimacy during this time. It's like, it's like you crave intimacy. And our libidos will, rise up, darling. So it'll be a very hot and steamy time while Venus is in Scorpio. And also it's loyalty is demanded kind of thing. So it's very deep and very intense. Now the shadow side of Venus in Scorpio is possessiveness and jealousy and perhaps manipulation and control in our relationships. So we have to resist the urge to do that. Although it might be strong, it depends on the relationship. Now, let's move on to October the 13th, guys. It is huge. It's massive. This is an incredible look. 13. Well, I'm not going to go into that yet. We have the full moon in Aries at 20 degrees. Now, the full moon is when the sun is opposite the moon, right? So the moon's in Aries and the sun is in Libra, because they're opposite signs. And it's actually the illumination from the sun, the light from the sun, that illuminates the moon, right? So it's directly opposite. It's lighting it all up. So it's a full moon. This is a really powerful moon, and I'll tell you why. So we have the moon at 20 degrees of Aries. We have the sun at 20 degrees of Libra. And at the top is Pluto at 20 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this is what we call in astrology a T-square. And a T-square is a challenging aspect, but it's motivating. It can be very motivating. So this could bring on growth, personal growth and self-awareness. Now, that brings me back to the number 13, right? Because this is a time of transformation. Pluto is all about transformation. It's all about death and rebirth. The number 13 is a very powerful number. It represents change and transformation. It's the death card in the tarot, and that's all of the death card is about death and rebirth, right? So we need to let our old habits and behaviors die so that new positive habits and behaviors can pave the way for our path forward. 13 is also the divine feminine number, right? And that comes from 13 moons in a year. So that represents a woman's cycle, right? And the 13th day of the cycle is when she ovulates. This was the day of the goddess, right? Worshipping the goddess. It was when patriarchal rule came in that 13 was considered unlucky. Yes, unlucky for you guys because you weren't in control, okay? Don't make me go there, guys. Anyway, so this is it's like the opening to the psychic within. The full moon in Aries. Full moons are when things come to a head, right? When things come to light, when the moon shines a light on things that have been hidden to us previously that we haven't seen. So it's almost like we'll get epiphanies. We'll see things. We'll start to become aware of things that we weren't aware of before. So it's an opportunity to change something about ourselves that has held us back and stopped us from moving forward. And when we change that, we can propel forward. This T-square, right, is what we call, it's a cardinal T-square because Aries is a cardinal sign, Libra is a cardinal sign, and Capricorn's a cardinal sign. So it is about action. Cardinal signs are, getting things started, getting up and doing things, right? So this is going to create a transformation from us. Now, the interesting thing is, right, so Cancer, you think that you're going to get away with it? No, Cancer, you are involved too because you are opposite Capricorn. And so you would make a grand cardinal cross, as they say. So this is a T-square, but your energy comes to make it, meet it, and complete it. Then there may be challenges in your relationships at this time. The moon in Aries is all about finding your power. Where does your power lay? Where do I need to take initiative? Where can I say no? Sometimes saying no is kinder. It's a kinder thing to do. It's like stand up and say, no, I can't do that. Instead of saying, let me try, let me see if I can. No, I can't. It's physically impossible for me to do that. I'm sorry. Where can you set boundaries? Where can you say no? Now, at the same time, we've got Mars. Mars has moved into Libra, right? And Mars wants to be the nice guy. It's kind of goes again. Mars is the soldier, right? And Libra is the diplomat. So Mars wants to be the good guy in Libra, and it goes against his grain. He can't express himself fully. So he's not direct. It's not kind of direct. But let me tell you something incredible that's also happening at this full moon, is that Jupiter is also at 20 degrees. Now, Jupiter is at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, sending a beautiful beam of light to the moon, and likewise to the sun. It is trine to the moon and sextiling the sun. This is a lovely, beneficial energy. So we can expect to get paid, guys, abundance, money coming in, listen, this is kind of like good fortune, good luck. I don't normally condone this, but, try the lotto, darling. And what's interesting, right? So the moon's 20 degrees, Pluto's 20 degrees, Jupiter's 20 degrees, and the sun is 20 degrees, 20, 20, 20, 20. And we are moving, the Pluto station direct and Saturn station direct, and they're picking up speed, even though Pluto is a very slow planet, right? They are picking up speed, especially Saturn and Jupiter, because Jupiter went direct the other week. So things are starting to shake and move, and there's a lot of change. There is no doubt about it. There is change. Now, look, also at the same time as this full moon, we have Venus opposite Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of surprises, sudden happenings. It can be good and bad, but Venus is about relationships. We could expect unexpected or surprise encounters with people. So maybe somebody from the past or somebody new, perhaps new clients that will bring in that abundance or opportunities. Let's see. It's a very exciting and intense time, guys. Hang in there. But, there's some really, look, change sometimes doesn't feel great, but it's going to be an amazing change. It's where we become empowered. And it's also a very kind of karmic time. So we really need to look at how we behave, how we treat others. It's very important to put kindness and compassion forward. And we are seeing things. Look, Pluto digs deep and brings stuff up, right? And particularly at this full moon, we will see things that we haven't seen before. We are seeing it with our leaders around the world. Change is upon us. So exciting times. Okay, without further ado, let's go to the tarot card, shall we? Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your reading for October the 7th through October the 15th. I am kind of ebbing. I'm a little tired here. You're the last reading. It's the second time I've recorded your reading because my audio kind of quit. It's a long story, but anyway. So I had to re-record 9 out of the 12 readings. Okay. Moving on. Letting it go and moving on. Oh, I've been shuffling way too long. Okay, so this is for Capricorn. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Capricorn for this coming week? Don't want to keep my eyes closed too long. They may not open up. Okay, 3 cards for Capricorn, please. 3 cards for Capricorn. 3 cards for Capricorn. Wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information. Can you give Capricorn for this coming week? 1. 2 more cards for Capricorn, please. 2 more cards for Capricorn. Okay, 2 more cards for Capricorn. They're coming out, they're not coming out. Oh, how many is that? 2, great. Actually 3. Okay, so we're going to do this. Alrighty then. Okay, so now we have the clarifying card, which I have already shuffled. I'll do it one more time for posterity. Okay, these are clarifying cards for Capricorn. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Capricorn for this coming week? Okay. Please clarify. Oh, please clarify. Okay. Here we go. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, take a look at your cards, Capricorn. Here we go. Okay, the first card out is the 8 of Swords, clarified by the Hierophant. Then we have the 9 of Cups, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the 7 of Swords right next to the 5 of Wands, clarified by the King of Pentacles. Capricorn, second time around. Oops, my water's gone. The first card out for you is the 8 of Swords. Now, when the 8 of Swords comes in, it means that you're feeling stuck somehow. In some area of your life, you're feeling stagnant and stuck and you don't see a way out. The thing is when the 8 of Swords comes into a reading, it's really, it's a mental thing. It's in your mind. It's not a reality. It's because, look, she's blindfolded and she doesn't see, if she took the blindfold off, there are loads of gaps. She could really get out of this situation. But it's almost like you're refusing to see the solution. I've been here. I know what that's like. It's like, you don't understand. I can't. It's really it's almost, we are prisoners of our minds. And what comes to mind for me was when in England years ago, everyone kind of lived in bedsits. They're called bedsits, right? Studio apartments. Only they didn't have a separate kitchen and bath. Anyway, it's a long story. So I had a bedsit I lived in bedsits for a couple of years. And, I even shared, an apartment, and there was, we each had a room and we shared the kitchen and bathroom. So I moved into this 1-bedroom apartment, luxury apartment, right, above a fish and chip shop in Notting Hill. And honestly, it took me about, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks to actually go into the bedroom and sleep. I had been so used to one room, I couldn't expand myself into the bedroom. It was so bizarre. But it was an epiphany for me, because we restrict ourselves in our minds, right? Our minds, you can be free, but you're imprisoned. And you can be imprisoned and you can be free. It's all in our mind. Now, there's a way out. There's no need for you to be stuck. You have to stop lying to yourself. Take the blindfold off and see the situation for what it is. And look, clarifying this is the Hierophant. He's the number 5. He's about change, right? 5 means change. But not only that, this is about going back to your faith, right? There's a lot of symbolism here. He's holding a staff up with 3 crosses on it. It represents it's the God, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So look, however you articulate your faith, it's about going back to that. It's trusting that everything is happening for a reason. So you don't feel stuck. So you recognize that there are steps, things that are happening that you are to take notice of. Perhaps there's some lesson in your situation that you need to learn. But this is about patience too, and understanding that, things are going to be okay. Don't worry. And you've got the 9 of Cups. This is wishes and dreams come true, this card. The thing is about this card is like, look, he's showing his wealth. He's proud of it. He's, displaying it. He's celebrating. The only thing I would say about this card is, yes, celebrate, but don't stay at the party too long. And you've got the Queen of Pentacles clarifying it, right? So this is about working hard. This is about, it's nice to celebrate, but don't go over the top because there's work to be done. She's about manifesting wealth. She loves luxury. She's an incredible businesswoman and negotiator. So she works hard. She works hard for her money, so hard for it, honey. She works hard for her money. So you've got to kind of get the elbow grease in. Now, the next 2 cards are a little challenging, right? You have the 7 of Swords and you have the 5 of Wands. Now, the 5 of Wands is kind of bickering, right? The first card that came down, though, is the 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords, there's someone in your midst that doesn't have your best interest at heart. It can be that whole thing. They smile in your face, the backstabber. Backstabber. You probably can't even tell what I'm saying. There's somebody that's kind of doing something nefarious, trying to trip you up in the background. But you're going to be aware of this person. If this applies to you, don't forget these are general readings. So not everything is applicable to you. So remember that. And then you have the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is about conflict, right, in the team. So this is one of those things it's something that you need to handle, right? It's something that you've got to take in hand because it's one of those things you're like, oh, I can't be bothered, It's not a big deal, but it will become a big deal. And I think somebody's kind of waiting for you to trip up. I hate to use the word jealousy, but I am getting that word. I always think it's kind of infantile, but somebody is feeling jealous of you and where you're at in your life. And this can be gossip and bad mouthing, but this is something that you need to address. It's something that's really important to address, but address it in a very creative and diplomatic way. You will create a deeper bond with the people involved when you directly handle it. So whatever is going on, even if it's at work and you find somebody's, talking about you, then address it and just say, listen, I heard you said this, and what makes you think that? How can I change your point of view? What can I do that would make you feel better? I'm throwing words out there. Of course, it depends on the situation and it's your words and your language. What I'm saying is you come at it from a diplomatic standpoint and not dogmatic and say, oh, I heard you said this. What's that about? It's not that. It's not being defensive, or it's not being it's not attacking someone. It's not it's just discussing it and bringing it up and say, let's talk about this. Where did this come from? What do what makes you think that? How can I, do something different, And it's not like you're groveling or you're kowtowing to them. It's you're coming to someone and having them involved in the solution. So clarifying these two cards is the King of Pentacles. So this is about working. This is hard work to get this sorted. But when you do, you'll be recognized for problem solving. You will be noticed because of how you handled it. I think that you will gain, I don't want to say brownie points, but I think you will gain some recognition from the powers that be. It's like working hard. You'll display your leadership qualities and they'll notice it, they being the powers that be. And so you could even get a promotion from handling this right, or a raise. But it's not like people give you, I know it doesn't work like that. You're going to get instant gratification, but in the long run, you're going to be richer for it. Now, richer in a way that you have deeper and more meaningful relationships with these people. And also perhaps, noted for a promotion, if not now, later on. Capricorn, thank you so much, first of all, for your patience. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on social media, and or with friends, family, and neighbors, co-workers. Help me get this channel to grow. I'm trying to get to 10K. Slow process. And comment. I answer every comment and I welcome feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.